Hi there, Simon from simonwoods.com. I have 4 fortified wines in front of me today. God, I can only just say that, not 44 or 45, but 4 fortified. And I've got a sherry, 2 ports and a Madeira. I'm looking forward to it. First one is a Waitrose's Solera Jerezana Palo Cortado, made for them by Lustau. And I usually, actually supermarket own label sherry, particularly the upmarket range that supermarkets do, one of the bargains of the wine world. And I'll give this one a whirl, and I'm looking forward to it. So what is a Palo Cortado? Well, it's some sherries develop this layer of floor, this layer of yeast on top of them, and they turn into Finos and Manzanias. But some of them, they start developing this this layer of yeast, and then for some reason it disappears, and then they carry on aging in barrel. So instead of aging and being fresh and clean and, not clean, but fresh and pale in colour, they start going nutty and brown, almost like an Oloroso. So that's the idea of this one. And you stick your nose in, and it has got, it's got this lovely briny character. Nuts, raisins, walnuts, but it smells like it's going to be biting and fresh. It's like the... some people say the freshness of a Amontillado, the depth of flavour in an Oloroso, and I see exactly what they mean with this one. Yum, yum, yum. Bone dry, but rich with it. And sometimes you get it's not one of those that's painfully rich. Sometimes you get those dry Olorosos, and it feels like your scalp is being massaged by someone with a I don't know, one of those things that you dig flowers into, or with a bed of nails. Here you do get a little bit of that hitchy scalp character about it, but it's this nuttiness, it's this walnuts, it's the raisins, and it's these dry fruitcake flavours, if that makes sense, and lovely depth, lovely freshness, and it's the sort of wine that I sit there and sip of an evening where we've had a bottle of wine over dinner, and we've shared it, and I'm looking for just a small glass of something else. That's perfect. Let's see whether I can say the same about number 2. So I've got 2 ports from Taylor's. One is, well, first one I'm doing is their 10-year-old Tawny. Now this has got some of the same, it's strange, when I was talking about dry Christmas cake flavours, here there are sweet Christmas cake flavours, so you get more rounded, the plumper raisins, and it's getting into the sultanas, you're getting some of the glacé cherries in here, yeah, but still with that nuttiness in there. And yes, there's a richness and juiciness. Doesn't feel like it's going to be one of the most classy of 10-year-old Tawnies, but probably a darn satisfying drink. And you can still taste a little bit of the spirit in there. And juicy, fresh fruit. Feels actually one of the youngest of styles of 10-year-old Tawnies I've tried. But there is a juiciness and an opulence about it, and if you don't like that, well, you're wrong. Let's try the next one from Taylor's, which is their LBV, late bottle vintage, 2007, bottled in 2012. And I think that they filter this one, so it's not one of those that does change too much in the bottle. It's not going to go off all that much, but if someone gives you a bottle, drink it over the next year or so, and once you've opened the bottle, drink it over the next month or so. And there's much more fresh fruit here. If that was on that slightly figgy side, a figgy and raisin, here there's much more fresh blackberries, plums, damsons, and maybe even, yeah, there's a touch of that orange peel that I get in young vintage port, and it smells good. I find that a little bit on the raw side. The spirit is standing out quite a bit, and I get this slight hardness on the finish. Not showing especially well today. I don't mind that big, rich, brawny, slightly brash fruit about it. But so if you like your wines on that big and fruity side, maybe go for that one. But I find the Tawny that little bit more subtle, and yeah, wine for more occasions than that. That one, you have to be in the mood for something like that. Let's see whether I'm in the mood for the final wine, which is Blandy's Malmsey Madeira Harvest 2004. Well, I mean, first thing I noticed about it is the colour. I don't know if you can see against my blue shirt, but it's it doesn't look like one of those Madeiras that someone's plonked loads of caramel into in order to try and make me think, oh, I'm a bigger, richer wine. But you stick your nose in, and it's got some of the similarities with some of the previous wines. Particularly the first two, the Christmas cake flavours, the nuttiness, the figs, the raisins, the walnuts, the macadamia nuts even. But here it feels like it's overlaid with an extra layer of something like treacle toffee. It doesn't feel like it's going to be too rich and gloopy, but it feels like it's going to be a lot richer and sweeter than the previous wines. Oh, I do like that. It's rich but fresh. There's this treacle toffee character, but balanced by like marmalade and lime marmalade and orange marmalade acidity. As I say, flavours, the nutty fruitcake flavours that have been in previous wines, but it's that Madeira acidity that it really acts as a rudder for this and points it in the right direction and points it towards me, because I think that is delicious. I mean, I think all of them have something to say for them. Favourites are the Palo Cortado and the Madeira, and both of them, they're under 20 quid, and I think the Palo Cortado might even be under 10 quid. Great wines to set into, not just at Christmas, but especially at Christmas. Get a bottle of those in, and you'll drink them slow. Actually, you might not drink them slowly. They're good enough to make you keep nipping back for another nip. So it could well have gone far sooner than you imagine. In which case, you're going to go and have to go and get yourself another bottle. But I don't think that's going to be a hardship. See you soon.